and we were cracking beers, and you were a few in. You were. I think you were 4 or 5 in at this point, and I was like 1 in. And they're like, "Have you heard the word of the Lord today, or some shit?" And you're like, "Let me have it." And you talked to them for like an hour. Yeah. And they just sat there and talked with you, and you're like, "Yeah, my wife just fucking left. I'm sitting here drinking beer." It was like a bad country song.
3, 2, 1, go. I was gonna do a funny thing. I don't remember what it was. Welcome to. Good luck with that. Episode 6.
6. We've been doing it a whole month.
Yeah, wow. 6 times. And we're back again. It seems really quiet in here, like I should have some music or something.
Your son has been absent from school 9 times. First Bueller.
Bueller. Well, first of all, oh man, all kinds of car stuff is going on. Like, not really, but like it started in motion.
Do we want to lead with that? I think we should lead with that.
We could, because it's an ongoing thing, and it's not like the main thing.
Let's do it. Go.
All right. So, what did I say last?
You got some pictures of the exhaust.
I got the pictures. I sent them to the dealer I bought the car from. He called the insurance, the warranty place. They said, "Yeah, too bad. It sucks, don't it?" He called me back and he's like, "Yeah, they told me it's too bad. It sucks, eh?" So,
thanks. I'll go fuck myself. Thanks, guys.
I called the warranty guy. I got his number and his extension and everything. So I talked to the same guy. And I said, "All right, so you told me that it was denied because there's no catalytic converter. I got the pictures to prove it. I sent them to the guy. He said that he called you and you still denied it anyway." And he just kind of read the same inspector's report as before. And I said, "All right, well, can you email me a copy of the warranty contract and a copy of the inspector's report?" And he's like, "I don't know. I'm going to have to ask my manager and see if I can do that." Well, I haven't gotten anything from him. So in the meantime, I've been calling lawyers, and they have all told me, well, I've been calling them a few a day, and none of them will call me back.
Yeah.
Finally started getting calls back after like 3 days. First guy says, "We don't deal with that. Bye." So like he didn't even have time to talk on the phone.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
The next lady talked to me for a minute at least, and she's like, "Yeah, you might want to search like..." Crap, I forgot. I wrote it down on a paper that's on my toolbox. It's like consumer affairs attorney or something like that.
That sounds, yeah.
So then I did some more searching. I found another lawyer that it said I filtered warranty claims or something. And I called this lady and she's like, "Nope, we don't deal with that. Try this guy." So finally I got a name. So I called that guy. He's out of town. I don't remember. His name's Wes. That guy's out of town, so I left him a message. This was yesterday, Thursday, for me, for us. So about 5:30 at night, my phone rings, and I don't expect it to be him, but it's him. So he's like, I'm out of town. I thought I'd call you and see what your thing's all about." So I told him what's going on, and he's like, "Well, it sounds like you have proof that the catalytic converter's on there and that this should be easy."
Yeah.
So now, well, he told me his prices, right? So first of all, I had to send him a $500 retainer just to get him to start looking at this stuff.
Whoa. Okay.
After that, it's $300 an hour.
Oh my God.
Which, okay, at this point, I'm like, well, what else do I do? I either go ahead with this guy and maybe we get it figured out, or I abandon the car and ruin my credit, or I buy a $9,500 engine and pay a dealer to put it in.
Ugh.
So I'm going with it for now. At least he told me, he's like, get the purchase agreement, get the warranty agreement, get all your receipts from everything since it happened, towing the car, flights home, fixing my truck, which I spent $2,000 on my truck since I started driving it.
Oh yeah, easy.
Fuel, because it's $60 to fill that thing up, and it lasts a week and a couple days.
Yeah.
Which my car was like 35, and it lasts me 2 weeks in a couple days. So it's like,
yeah, half the fuel mileage.
Plus it's like mentally anguish. Like,
yeah, it's draining dealing with all that BS.
Like I get to sit here now and be like, ugh, like I'm out of breath from having to run around. And so the next thing I stopped at the place that worked on the drive shaft. Then they printed me out a receipt because I threw it away. I stopped at the place by my house that did the oil change in the steering shaft rod.
Yep.
And I told them what was going on because they know who I am now because I go in there all the time. And he printed me out all of the service that they've ever done on that car, which I've only had it for like 6 months. But so it's like 2 oil changes. It's got an inspection report.
Yeah.
So I've got all that stuff in case they try to go there next. Like, oh, you didn't maintain the car.
You haven't been changing the oil. That's why the piston cracked.
Bullshit.
That doesn't make sense.
I have all that stuff. I got an email from the dealer I bought it from that supposedly has the purchase and the warranty agreements, but I couldn't open it on my phone, and I haven't looked at it since I've been home.
It's okay.
What else do I need? I need to call the Volkswagen dealer that has the car and have them give me an invoice of what I owe them so far for taking the engine apart. Anyway, I got to get all this stuff together, put it in an email, and then I have to write the whole story of everything that happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like, the more stuff I can get together, the less time he has to go and do stuff. So hopefully,
yeah.
I guess best case scenario, we end up winning it, and they give us the money for fixing the car, and all of the damages, which is all that stuff I had to pay for so far.
Yep.
Which should include the lawyer fees, because I wouldn't have to have a lawyer if this didn't happen.
In Colorado, yeah, you can put that in your case, yeah.
So if it all goes according to plan, I shouldn't have to pay this guy a crazy amount of money. But if it gets up close to $9,000, I might as well just buy the engine myself, Yeah. Instead of wasting the money on him if it doesn't work. So anyway, so that's where we're at with that. I got almost everything I need to send him, I think. Good. Oh, geez. So it's just been stupid. Like, the truck is doing fine. But every time some of these roads here are just ridiculous. And every time I hit something hard, I'm like, don't break anything. Just keep going.
Just break my spine. Don't break my truck.
Geez, there's one road, and it's a main road, and it's right at an intersection. And when I go over that, it's like, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. And it looks like the car in front of me has to think I'm flashing them. It's so bad. Ugh.
What road is that? You gotta find out what intersection that is.
I can find out. I know exactly where it is.
Oh man.
I'll look it up while you're telling a story. But I think that's all I have to say about that.
And that's all you gotta say about that.
Oh no, there's one more thing. The Matco dealer came in today, the tool guy.
And he buttloaded you.
And he said apparently he worked for a bunch of dealers before he did Matco or something. He said there's something called the dealer board where it's basically like a board of people, and they just kind of regulate the dealers and make sure they're not doing anything shady. Yeah. So he said I actually looked it up. I found that there's forms that I can download and fill out to file a complaint. And if I do that and they find that I have a reason for this complaint, a good reason, they can suspend the dealer's license.
Oh, snap.
Which they can't sell or buy anything until this gets resolved.
Is that just in the state of Colorado or like nationwide?
I think nationwide, but there is a specific one for Colorado, I think.
So then that would jam up the dealer that sold it to you, though.
Yeah. So like however many cars they sell at, 10, 20, 30 grand a month, they would be nothing. Yeah. So that's another thing I was thinking of, but I think I want to get the lawyer all the information, then ask him if I should do that.
Yeah, you definitely want to talk to your counsel now that you've hired counsel. You definitely want to do whatever he says exactly, and nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, he knows the law. I don't know the law. I'm just.
Yeah.
And then
it might be as simple as him writing a letter or an email or whatever to the warranty company, being like, "Hey, listen, this is the law. This is the contract. This is the paperwork. What the fuck?" And they're like, we're going to fix it right away. No problem, Mr. Shellhorn. We got it.
Yeah.
It's going to be fixed immediately. You never know. Sometimes that's how it goes. And sometimes they buck up and hire their own lawyers and things get expensive before you know it too. And I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And if they get a letter that says, I went over the contract, it says right here that you cover this.
Yeah.
Why aren't you covering this? Cover it or we're suing you.
Cover it, right? You.
Or if the warranty company says, we don't cover this because this car was never eligible for this warranty, then to me, it's the dealer's problem because he sold me the car that way.
Yeah, I would definitely think you would have something to say to the dealer at that point that sold that to you. What a mess. What a mess.
So that's all I got to say about that at the moment.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I don't even have anything good to say. I can't even put a spin on that. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully...
Let's go kick him in the balls.
Hopefully we win all this and I get a little extra money out of it. Well...
That's not going to happen, just so you know right now. No.
Hopefully I'll get a brand new engine for my 75,000 mile car. And then they'll get me all the money for all this stuff I've already paid for, which the truck needed that work anyway. And I was just not going to do it.
Yeah, that I don't know if you'll see all that money, but I think you have a pretty good case on getting your car fixed and hopefully at least the lawyer's fees paid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If the lawyer's fee can get paid, I can get my engine. I would be happy. I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to push it. I got this done.
I got it. Let's move on and just move on.
I think I should get something for all this trouble, but...
You won't. I think so, but you won't. Just being realistic. They're going to bend you over. I'm sorry.
They like it.
You're going to like it.
I don't like it.
Bring your lipstick.
You
got to be pretty when you get fucked.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of getting pretty when you get fucked. There's these homeless people that are always outside the backside of the massage place, like it's like this strip mall, and massage is the one door, and they're always out there. There's always somebody out there, and that day they had like 2 shopping carts. They were taking all their stuff out and hanging it on the railing, and they had like all kinds of crap set up all over the place, like they were making a shanty town or something. And the 2 massage ladies come out, and I got to see both of them at the same time. They look like the exact same person, but one has hair that's like this long, and one's like down longer.
They're twins.
They might be.
That costs extra if you want the twin experience.
But all they wanted to do was take the trash to the dumpster, which is on the other side of these homeless people, and they're both standing there looking at them, and none of them want to go walk through there. And one of them did it, and they didn't get killed or anything.
Well, that's a plus. Nobody got killed or anything.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Littleton. How is it that ghetto in Littleton now?
You know, it's kind of where the shop is. It's not. It doesn't look like that bad of a part of town. There's right across the street is the Ark donation place.
Oh, yeah, you can kind of get some weird stuff with that stuff.
So maybe they're going over there. Yeah. I don't know. I do see a lot of cops around there pretty often, just driving more than I do around where I live.
Yeah.
Mm. What else is going on? What'd you do?
I got an angry beaver on my shirt.
Like the actual angry beaver from the show?
No, it's Duluth Trading Beaver.
I got Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, just happy accident.
No mistakes, just happy accidents.
That's it. So at work this week, one of my buddies there, he was working on this truck, an old Mack, and it has this issue where it's overheating the tranny and this just kind of random stuff. And this thing's got gremlins. So we figured it out. The cruise control switch was shorted out and doing weird stuff. So we found that, and then the bosses go, "Oh, that's just an accident." And it's like, no, we looked for the cruise control issue and found it. So now every time somebody fixes something, we go, "Well, that's just a happy little accident."
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I fixed the truck. It's all ready to go. It was just a happy little accident.
Did you get your Cummins parts?
Yeah, I did actually.
What?
They shipped it to me. I got it Wednesday night. They shipped it to the wrong place. I didn't pay for it. It was super awesome. I love Rocky Mountain Cummins. Them people can go break it off in their asshole. I hate them people.
I was telling the Matco guy about it because their Matco place where they fix all the tools, they were sending stuff in there to get fixed and no one was getting anything back. They shut down for like 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's.
Yep.
And so now when they reopen, everybody's stuff is in line to get fixed. And it's like, oh, this guy I know had that problem with Cummins, their warehouse.
I had a problem with Cummins, and I had that problem with the Retrofit Source, my headlight place. I finally got my stuff from them today that I ordered like the day after Christmas with expedited shipping. I got it today. I paid extra for that. Super awesome, Magnifico.
You probably would have still got it today.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
Hey, extra. Puppies. I took my ASE test today. I had to recert and things. Passed them all.
Do you get paid extra for having those?
No, but the company pays me to take them and pays for the tests, so
yeah.
I don't get paid extra yet. They're trying to make that happen, but it's kind of a government deal, so.
At Frontier, if I went and took the tests and passed them, if I had all of them, I'd get like an extra $1 an hour, like a complete master tech. So I would have been making like $16 an hour. But then if you pass them, then not officially, but the GSE boss would reimburse you for it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of how we do it. We just use the company card to pay for it, and the boss writes it all off. So that's cool. He just pays for it up front, though. He doesn't it's not like, oh, you have to pass this. I think if you fail it, you have to take it. If you want to take it again, you got to pay for it probably. But I haven't failed one, so.
Yeah.
So I'm automotive master again. They expired for almost 10 days. Expired at the first of the year, so whatever. And then I have my heavy duty master too.
Whoa. Well, that's better than me. I don't have any of them. I was like, $1 an hour is not worth it to do it all for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would have gotten a better job from what I'm doing now if I had them. But I'm not doing mechanic type work as much
Yeah,
anymore.
they have body and paint ones too, though. Too. It's like when we graduated from Wyotech. When we graduated, were we like the best mechanics in the world? No, but we had the little piece of paper that said we took some classes and did some stuff, and we had a chance.
I wonder, I could probably go to the owner of where I work and say, hey, I'm going to get these paint ASE certifications. And will you give me more money for it? You might
He'd
do
be
it.
like, no, I don't know. Either way. But that's cool. So I'm all double ASE master everything again. I did that this morning. I drove down there. The stupid Ford they gave me didn't want to run. So yeah, that's cool. I got there just in time to take my test. It was awful. They gave away the good car, so I had to take this old 6-liter Ford. Hate them. I got all sorts of fun stuff to talk about. There's a Snowcat at my house.
What?
Yeah, 2-track Snowcat.
I want it.
Yeah, I'm working on it for a friend of mine up in the mountains, and I went and talked to him. I was talking to him about a cab. He wanted to do a cab on it. Not cool, bro. He wanted me to build a cab on it, and I was like, well, I'll come talk to you one morning and look at it and go from there. Then when I was up there, he's like, oh, it's got all these electrical issues and this and that, and I get in there, and there's like a relay that's basically melted in half. So I was looking at it. It wouldn't start, and it has all these relays all over it that are messed up, like melted. There's even like a spade terminal and a tab. They come together. And you've seen the ones with like they got the little curly Q on the back, so you can put another spade behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a tab. This one has 4.
Whoa.
Like, that come off it in 4 directions.
Huh.
And it's all melted. And the fuse so it's going, there's a switch on the dash that turns on this relay, but they also use the power from the switch on the dash for the through power on the relay and the control side of the relay.
Okay.
So I can't figure out why they have a relay. It seems kind of stupid. Whatever. It's on there now.
So the power and the switch power are coming off the same power?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It kind of seems dumb to me, but whatever. So I'm fixing that. It's got like a neutral safety switch, which is basically just a relay. And, it's got like 2 sticks for the forward and backwards on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that supplies the power to the relay, and then it lost its ground at some point. And none of it follows the wiring schematic that it was built with. So it's been worked on. It's like a 96 model, so, almost 30 years old now. Mm-hmm. So I'm fixing that. I'm fixing some electrical. It's got 2 like 14 gauge power wires coming off the alternator. One goes direct to the battery, and the other goes to like the starter and then to the battery. So I don't know what they were thinking. So I have new wires for that. I have a new starter solenoid because that overheated when the wire melted. I've got new relays. I've got new fuse box I'm putting in it. And the guy's super cool. He's a buddy of mine from up there, and he's just like, hey, that's what it's going to take. Do it. I'll send you a check. So I'm waiting on the check. I got materials I'm going to work on this weekend. Fix a Snowcat.
Is it like, I'm picturing the one from The Shining. Is there a cab on it? Or
yeah.
Like towards the end of The Shining, she's driving the Snowcat with the kid in it, I think. The red one.
This one's orangish red. I've never seen The Shining, so I'll send you a picture of it. I got a picture of it. I haven't put it on Facebook because the guy, he's really cool, but his line of work, you need to be kind of careful. So I try not to advertise his name or what he's doing or all that kind of stuff. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be back at his house anyway. So, But it's awesome. It's cool. It's a neat project. So I stole this side job from my boss.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But I didn't know that I stole it. I didn't know I stole it from anybody. So I went up there Sunday and had breakfast with him and we talked about it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you can fix it." Da, da, da. So I was telling him kind of my theory on fixing things and how I like to do things. And I was kind of like, "Yeah, I can't come up here and fix this. I don't really have the time to do that. It's about 2 hour drive from where I live to where the Snowcat lives." And he's like, "Well, I'll just drop it off at your house." I was like, "Okay, I'll look at it. I'll look at it."
Like on a trailer?
Like they brought it on a tow truck.
Oh.
And drove it off.
Wow.
And parked it in my front yard. I like living in the country.
And I'd be thinking, man, I hope it snows like 6 feet so I can drive this thing around.
Yeah, I had a little bit of snow, but not enough to really drive around. I think you can drive it in the mud, but I don't want to trash the thing out. I'll drive it a little bit though, of course. I'll probably drive it down the road. It's got plates on it.
Does it have metal tracks?
Yeah, they're metal with rubber. Like the banding is rubber, and the like grousers are metal.
Okay.
I live on a dirt road.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
No, I'm gonna take it down the highway.
Going like 10.
Yeah, I think the max speed is like 14 miles an hour on it. Whatever. But it's cool. It's awesome. It's gonna be a nice little project. We're gonna knock that out. He wants to do like lights. He wants to do a ham radio. He wants to do like a radio, a sing song. He's got all sorts of ideas. I'm just trying to get it working because he's back in the area in about 2 weeks, I guess. So I'm trying to fix everything. It's been a week since I talked with him. So it'll be, I'll have this weekend to fix it, troubleshoot any more issues, get as far as I can. And then I don't know what day the tow trucks come in to pick it up and take it back so he can play with it when he's back. So this summer, hopefully I'll do some ham radio action to it, and I'll do lights and sound system and build a cab. And I think I'm gonna try to take it on. I think it should be a pretty big project, but I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be very cool. So I'm super excited for that. Making a little side money, which helps with the car payments and whatnot. New cars.
All right, that brings two things to mind. First one,
Two.
I have two ideas at the same time.
Careful.
I told Laura how I don't know how we got talking about it, but I told her that about you were saying you wanted to go to Moab or a little Grand Canyon and stuff. And she's like, I want to go to Moab. She's like,
yeah, let's go.
I want to go out there and go camping right now.
Oh, it's a little cold today,
well,
but
probably
I mean,
not.
whatever.
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees out. Yeah, not right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, she wants to go. Let's see. If I don't take any days off anymore, I should have around a week sometime in the summer.
Okay.
And then by the end of the year, I should have another week. So, I mean, I could still do my Thanksgiving thing and go get my car maybe in November.
Oh, no. I hope it's sooner than that.
At this point, well, I was saying like February, but at this point, I don't think until like July, maybe at the soonest.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, so we want to do that. I've never even been anywhere close to there. I've been so few places. I've been in North Carolina.
Where I've been nowhere, man. I ain't been nowhere.
I've been to, well, I'm from Illinois. I've been to North Carolina and a little bit of Virginia when I went to Richmond to the racetrack. Not Richmond, Martinsville. I was in Florida at Disney World when I was fifth grade. My parents took us there.
Disney.
And then I've been to Missouri to see one of my friends. I've been to Vegas a couple times.
Vegas, yeah.
A couple places in between just from driving. Oh, and Wyoming to go to school. But Laura and I went to Canada once. And just because I had flight benefits.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, you guys flew up there. Yeah.
So
I remember that.
We flew to Washington, and then we rented a car and drove up to what is it over there? Vancouver?
Vancouver,
Vancouver?
eh? Yeah, I think
I don't know.
Vancouver.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, it didn't feel like another country.
Well, it's Canada.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I don't know. I never really thought of Canada as another country. I guess just
I just thought it was like America's top hat.
yeah. Anyway,
But, like,
those are like all the places I've ever been in my life.
I I haven't been many places, but I've been to some places. We traveled a lot when I was a kid, and that's kind of what we are trying to get back to, and that's what the new truck is helping us with. Um, so I went and I talked to. Hold on, I'm taking a note so I don't forget another story.
Oh yeah, I was gonna look up that street too. The roughest street I can go across with the truck.
Um, so that was kind of the plan with the truck now, and I went and talked with a friend of mine who's gonna bend some tubing, some roll cage tubing for me, so I can build a bed rack, so I can put the rooftop tent on my truck, and we can just like go places overnight. So I need to buy a rooftop tent, so I'm saving my pennies, and I'm gonna work on people's stuff until I have $1,000 to buy a tent, and then I'm gonna go see more places because I feel like I've been places, but I haven't seen the places. You know what I mean? Like I've been through there, but I never really did anything. So my buddy, I'm going back to my story. I took a note on. My buddy Cordero is getting married in Tampa in August, and we're really stoked. He just told me tonight, actually. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell anybody, but he didn't tell me not to tell anybody. So sorry if anybody's listening. Um, he's getting married in Tampa in August, and we're gonna go there and visit him. And I'm gonna go try and see Adam Jenkins, who
Oh,
lives near there. So I'm kind of I haven't reached out to him yet. I need to reach out to him and see what he's up to and see if he wants to get together or if he's like, "Fuck you, loser."
I saw Andrew Jenkins. Did I tell you that
No,
when I was in North Carolina?
you went and talked to him.
Yeah, he's like the service manager of a Firestone out
Yeah, I
there.
knew that. I thought he was like the manager of the whole store.
He might be. Well,
Yeah.
no. He was the service manager there, I think, and I when I talked to him, and he said that they're opening another store somewhere else, and he was going to run that store, and that's happened since then.
Awesome.
So he runs that
Yeah.
store because he was telling me I could come work for him
Oh,
if I
that'd be
needed
cool.
it, like if we were going to move and I needed a job until the NASCAR thing worked out.
Yeah.
Oh, did I ever
Yep.
tell you? I don't think I don't think I ever told you. I was waiting until we started doing this to tell you, and I think I forgot. I'm interrupting my own story when I have another story on the back
Are you gonna
burner.
tell me the story about how they called you and said you have a job, come here, and you didn't go?
It's a story about how Joe Gibbs called and was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, you want a job?" And I was
Was it
like,
Joe himself or was it just some guy?
"No, it was the body shop manager,
Oh, that's okay. That's still
paint,
pretty cool.
paint body manager." He was
If Joe
like,
Gibbs called you on the phone and was like, Corey, I need you on my team,
"This
I'd
is
be like,
this
you
is Coach
better go.
Gibbs."
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts if you don't go right now.
If he called me himself, they probably offer me more money. Um,
Probably.
it was before Cole even announced that he was leaving.
Yeah, I think you messaged me maybe or something. I remember vaguely.
Well, anyway, I was like, well, yes, I do want it, but let me talk to my family and make sure they're still, this is going to work out. And then
Yeah.
Laura's like, well, I'm not going. And I was like, what? We went out to look at houses. We were going to do this. And
Yeah.
she thought she made it clear that she didn't want to go. And all this whole time, I'm looking for jobs out there. So apparently she didn't make it clear.
Yeah, I've been on the other end of that a lot.
So then I had to
Apparently it wasn't. So I'm gonna go before you kill me.
call him back and say, well, this is exactly what I've been trying to do for a year now, but I can't take it.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
So that's the other story that I thought of. Why did I even think of that?
I don't know because you wanted to be sad apparently.
Was I telling another story when I interrupt myself with that story?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about.
My other story was it's not a very long story. Laura applied to refinance the house today.
Oh, cool.
So they're going to take mortgage insurance off
Yep.
and refinance it. So we're going to get, it's going to be, well, this is what we looked at the numbers and we decided to do this. It's going to be for 30 years. And then we're going to get $30,000. Like,
Nice.
here you go.
Pay everything off. Pay everything else off.
The interest rate's going to go down like almost 1.5%.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
And our payment is going to go down from 8 something to like, well, it's probably going to be really close to the same, because when she showed me those numbers, it was getting 27,000. And I said, just get an even 30,000. So then we're going to pay off the furnace, the AC, the windows, the door, the credit card.
There you go.
And then whatever's left is going to go into a savings.
Yeah, in case you need to like fix your car, pay a lawyer or something.
Well, you know what I was thinking today was when we were working for Barney after the race shop closed.
Yeah.
He had us fill out a 1099 for a contractor.
Yeah.
But then later he said, don't worry about it. So we never really got a straight answer. Like I might owe taxes from January to July.
Yeah, but he should he should be sending you a form by the end of the month if he W-9'd you. That's a W-9 form.
Okay. So
you
I'll
fill
know.
out your 1099 for him so that he can get you a W-9 at the end of the year if he does that, which I believe he has to do by January 31st.
Okay. So if I don't have one by like the first week of February, then I'm good. I thought about that today. I'm like, man, I saved some money, but all this crap happened and I needed the money.
Yeah.
And now I don't have the money. So if it ends up I have to pay that, we could use that extra from the house thing if we have to.
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't have any money either. Hey, cool story. I've been there, and the feds will take payments.
Oh, good. Perfect.
You can pay them a little a month. I think you have like 10 months to pay it off or something, basically by the end of the year. Otherwise, there's some penalties that get assessed. If you pay it off by the end of the year, though, I think you're good. We had to do that. Or no, I don't even know if there's penalties for that. We had to do that a couple of years ago. One of Steph's not so good employers went back and like after the fact changed gave us a form, but then they went back and had accounting errors.
Oh, geez.
So then they sent another form like a year or two later, and somehow we ended up owing money for that. And I was like, what? Fuck y'all. Fuck you sideways.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually we fought them on it for months and months and months. And then finally they were like, yeah, no, you definitely owe this. And we were like, okay. And that was, October, I think. So we made like 2 payments, 3 payments. And then the next year's income return went through, paid it all off. And then we got, the check for the remainder or whatever it was. So it's kind of pissed me off one year.
I think I kind of remember something about that. I didn't know the details of it.
Yeah, it was some kind of paperwork error on one of her employer's parts in the past. I don't know. It was kind of... I hate being a grown-up. Being grown-up sucks. Can we go back to being 18 and drinking? I was 17. Can we go back to being underage and drinking in Wyoming?
I wanna tell some of those stories one of these times so
you were old drink in Wyoming.
I can remember some of the stuff we did. Yeah, I turned 21. I don't know. I don't remember when I got there, but like a month after I moved out there or something.
Really?
Yeah, because
party at Calhoun's?
Yeah. Well, it was September was my birthday. When did classes start? I don't even remember. It wasn't long after. I might have gone out there like a month or two before.
I think classes started because I started July 1st, July, August, September. October 1st would have been your start of classes, roughly
Okay.
ish, around there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but you were out there before that?
yeah, I was out there when I turned 21 because I went to a liquor store out there and I was like, I don't know what to get. I don't know what I'm doing.
You
And
get
oh yeah, and then I don't.
Coranitas.
Yeah,
That's what you get.
you like those? When we come to your house, I'm gonna bring those.
Tiny,
And
tiny Coronas.
it's gonna be a tradition now.
I like it. I brought those somewhere. Oh, I brought those to DJ's house for like the 4th or something, I think, or Labor Day. I don't know. They had a party, and I brought the liquor store was all sold out, except they had a 24 case of Coronitas. I brought those.
That's
They
good.
didn't get it. They weren't there.
And then I don't remember what happened, but I remember having I went in and I got like a case of beer for my birthday, my 21st birthday. I just moved to this town where I know nobody except for Vanessa, who came out there with me. And I don't remember what happened, but I don't remember her being there. And it was just me sitting in my trailer in the trailer park drinking Bud Lights by myself.
Oh man, I didn't even know. I'm so sorry. I would have been there because I was like living down the street.
Yeah,
But I didn't know.
I didn't start classes yet, so I didn't know anybody.
Were you working at Walmart yet?
I don't remember.
I don't think you were, because I think you and I started at the same time, didn't we?
I started at the cashier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you do that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was technically a cashier that whole time, but they wouldn't let me change oil. So I pushed carts.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I was super sad.
I did some of the cart pushing with the cart pusher machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was cold.
Yeah, it was. I think you come out and help sometimes, though.
People should just bring their carts back.
Yeah,
Like,
I always put my cart away every time now and organize the little cart bay because I did that for long enough. I was like, nope, organize this. These carts go here. These carts go here. Everything's nice and organized. Here you go.
like you pushed your cart all the way out to your car. You could push it back. And
Push it back.
I do, like if I'm close, I'll do it unless it's like pouring rain or like super cold and blizzard or something.
Yeah.
Normally I'll bring it back.
Yeah. I at least put it in the little cart corral and line up all the carts, and it drives Steph a little crazy when I do that. But
What are you doing? Get in the car.
remember when we put chains on the cart pusher?
Yeah, and the
built
tires.
chains for the tires.
Oh, it was so snowy in Wyoming and icy and cold and shitty.
Miserable. I'd go to Calhoun's and they'd be partying, and I'd go there and bullshit on my lunch break, and then I definitely didn't drink ever, and then I'd run back to Walmart and work till 11, and then go back to Calhoun's.
Yeah, so this guy's apartment was just like the place where everybody went in the school. Like,
You want to know the best part about that apartment? The Mormons paid for that apartment.
oh yeah, that's right. Well,
Helping him.
it didn't matter if he was there or not. Everybody from the school would just go there, and then he would come in and be like, "Hey!"
And the whole room would go, "Hey!"
"Hey!" And then we'd party.
And everybody would walk in and go, "Hey!"
Yeah, he is from Utah, so he like told the Mormons that he was going to school. I don't remember what the deal was, but they ended up paying for his apartment, and then they came to his house like once a week or once a month or something.
Yeah, they were there all the time. I made the mistake of walking in and saying some stuff.
What's up, you bunch of fuckers?
No, I walked in the door because I've been calling him. I couldn't get a hold of him, and I was like, well, I'll just go check on him. Maybe he's sleeping or something. So the door is never locked in Wyoming. So I just walked in, opened the door, and I go, you better not be masturbating.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting on the couch with a bunch of missionaries, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, I gotta go, and I closed the door and I walked out. And he's calling me. He's like, "Bro, come back. It's totally cool. They just want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Definitely not.
I don't want
No."
to. I don't
Times
want to.
two. It was rough.
I talked to him that one time when.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that day. So can I tell the story? I think I tell the story pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
So me and Corey, I felt really bad today, but you took it in stride. So this is the day V moved out, right?
Yeah, what I did was I was coming home from work, working at Walmart 5-6 days a week while going to school full time.
Yeah.
And I called her. I was driving the truck actually. It's weird how I can remember that stuff. And I said, "Hey, I'm coming home." Oh, I remember what we were doing.
We were getting paychecks.
She was going to get the school. She was going to get Wyotech to give her money to go to Illinois to see her grandma or something because she was sick or going to die or something. So I called her and I said, "Hey, I'm on the way home. I'll pick you up." So she'd be ready. And she's like, "Okay, bye." So I get home and she's gone. All her.
I was with you. I remember being with you. Did we go get our Tecker welfare that morning or what did we do? I remember we had checks. I don't know if they were from Walmart or if they were from Wyotech, like our Tecker welfare.
It must have been. No, I didn't get that. I don't. I didn't get that.
Maybe you went to get that check for her and I went to get my Tecker welfare or something.
Well,
And I remember.
I think I went home, found that she was gone, and then I went to the liquor store, and then I came to your house.
No, I was in the truck with you when we pulled up. And I remember you're like, "Oh, I'm going to run in and blah, blah, blah." And you went in and you just were gone. And I after a while, I walked in. I was like, "Hey, man." And I walked in and the place was fucking empty. Right? Like,
Well, she took all her stuff, and she took the cat and the dog and the computer.
I thought there was like a bunch of other, like all the dishes were gone or something stupid.
No, I actually still have that crap. All the stuff we got from the wedding, like the dishes and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, I thought I remembered like I thought I remembered being there with you. Like we were together, and then we went to the liquor store, and then we went back to my apartment, and we were sitting on the front steps, and we cracked into like a 30 rack of Bud Light. Pretty sure it was Bud Light.
Well, she came back because I called her
for a little bit, like her dad or something. They were at the Pilot down the street.
Her dad drove from Illinois to Wyoming to pick her up and move her back to Illinois without me knowing while I was at work. So I called her. They came back. We talked for a couple minutes and then they left.
Yeah, like they were at the Pilot or something, I remember, which was like 2 blocks away. And I was like, whatever, because you were mad. Obviously, you were upset, like totally. I was like, whatever you do, don't start swinging.
Don't kill anybody.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Don't get violent. And you were like, I'm obviously like totally within your right to be upset. Don't like, not saying that at all. You were as mad as I had ever seen you. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. And then, yeah, I remember you guys went inside and talked for a little bit, and then you came out, and I think you were like, let's go do something. And I was like, okay, let's go get some beer. And I remember sitting on the steps at my apartment over next to the Mormon church. And we were cracking beers, and you were a few in. You were I think you were 4 or 5 in at this point. And I was like 1 in. And they're like, have you heard the word of the Lord today or some shit? And you're like, let me have it. And you talked to them for like an hour. Yeah. And they just sat there and talked with you. And you're like, yeah, my wife just fucking left. I'm sitting here drinking beer. It was like a bad country song. And you were like so calm at that point. it was almost scary. I was really like, oh my God, Corey's gonna murder these two missionaries.
Well, I get like that, I guess, like with my car.
Yeah.
It's like so much that I don't know what to be mad at, and then if I get pissed off and break stuff, it's gonna make stuff worse. Like when I bought that four-wheeler and we took it up to the mountains to drive it the same day, and then Gwen ran it into the back of someone's car up
Oh,
there, and it totally fucked it up. I got it back in the truck quickly. I didn't see anyone around, so we just left. I tried to
oh,
find somebody. Like I like looked around. There's no people anywhere.
was the car fucked up?
The rear bumper was.
Oh man.
It had a hole in it, I think.
Oh Jesus.
So I was like, I don't know. We left. Um, and then we were going down the switchbacks, kind of, on a gravel road, and I think we got the washboard, and the four wheeler. Maybe I didn't tie it down all the way or something, but it whoosh, came through the back window.
Oh
So
God.
not only was it crashed, it went through the back window of my truck. We're covered in glass.
Mm-hmm.
And then I dropped them. We get back into town. I dropped them off at home. So then I drive it out to the airport to Frontier Shop so I can work on it. I'm coming up to a stoplight. I retied it down. I restrapped it. Coming up to a stoplight, I hit the brakes. Fucking strap brakes.
Uh,
Back through the other side of the back window. So at this point, both, like, my whole back window is just gone. There's glass all over the inside of the truck.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
so much bad stuff happened all at once. I'm just like, I didn't yell at her or anything. I was just like, all right, everybody get in the truck. All right, you know what? Hey, let's go. Just like didn't talk. Like,
Yep.
there's no use in
Yeah.
yelling at her because she's never driven anything.
Yeah.
I don't remember how old she was, like 10 something.
Yeah. Well, like I remember that day in Laramie, and I remember the day like I found those emails. Remember you and V come over and like I found the email, and I was like, "Hey, Corey, you need to come back here." And that was up there with one of the worst days of my life. Having to like we were pretty new friends, but we were buds, and I was like, "Hey, guess what? Yeah, I found these emails because your crazy ex-wife is crazy. At the
I,
time, she was your crazy wife.
I don't even remember what they said, but that ties into she was going to get money from the school.
Yeah,
So
she was getting money from the school. I thought it was to go like to an interview in Kansas City or something.
she told the school that her grandma's dying, so she wants to go back and she doesn't have any money. So she was going to take the school's money and she was going to go to Canada and
Yeah,
meet these guys that she was playing EverQuest with. That was the emails that you saw.
yeah. It was like you were like, "Oh yeah, she's going to interview for this job." So after I graduate, it was right when you were about to graduate, and I'm going to go here. We're going to blah blah blah. Because she gotten fired from the hospital in Laramie, and then was working at the one in Cheyenne, or was it Cheyenne and then Laramie?
She worked at Cheyenne first,
Okay.
and then I don't even think she told me that she just didn't get another job. Is what it ended
Oh, I
up.
thought.
I thought she
Okay.
did, but she never got another job. She like overdrafted the bank account by like $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
Stupid. Oh man, I had to go through all kinds of crap to get that settled.
Yeah, and then to top it all off, she was going north to Canada, not east to Kansas. I guess they kind of sound the same, and meeting these dudes and like, oh man, that was rough.
She just wanted to go meet these random guys that she didn't know, other than she played an online game with them.
Well, she wanted to meet them,
And
I think.
I was like, "You're crazy! You're gonna go meet these people you don't even know. What if they kill you, kidnap
Yeah.
you, or whatever?" And that's what's that's what set her off to call her dad and get out of there.
Yeah, I think there was still more to that we didn't know. Like the way she started acting was like people who are on drugs. That's honestly what it felt like.
Yeah, well, yeah, she was acting kind of weird. She kind of said something about Calhoun once about you better watch them when they come in the house or they'll steal stuff or something along, to that effect.
What?
Yeah, Calhoun and the girl. Crap. I don't remember her name.
Not his wife. His wife left before we met you, and that's why he started partying.
Crystal?
Crystal. Yeah,
Yeah, that
Crystal.
was the girl. So she kind of had me like suspicious of them for a second just because I was like, did you see something that I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was just acting weird.
Yeah, she got really weird. And then she left and was gone, and that was beautiful.
And then I had to go to court and divorce her. Actually,
that kind of sucked, but it ended up better, I think, for you.
I had to go to the courthouse, Bureau County Courthouse, when I was there, and I got the papers from that divorce because I needed it to buy a house. It's one of the documents that you need, divorce papers.
To buy a house?
Yeah, for the mortgage, to the money people, the lenders.
Random. Okay.
I kind of think it's just to make sure that I don't have to pay somebody else.
You're not paying deal. Yeah, that whole thing was weird. I remember we went to Denver at least once and looked at apartments and stuff for you. That was fun. Oh, can we talk about the other nurse lady?
Yeah.
So I was still living in Laramie, and I would crash at Corey's house and fly home. Like if it was an early flight or a late flight or whatever, I would just sleep at Corey's house one night and then drive home. Or he would pick me up at the airport, so I didn't have to pay for parking for my truck, stuff like that. So one night he picks me up, and there's this little blonde girl with him, and we're driving home, and we go drop her off or something. I don't know where we were going. And she gets a phone call that her boyfriend gets pulled over in her car for DUI.
Yeah.
He's going to jail. And Corey, I was driving because Corey was no longer able to drive. And we end up at that girl's house. Like, I don't know if she was getting some stuff out of there when the phone rang.
Oh, we had to go to her house so she could get her Evanescence CD because she had to play that song. She had to hear it right now.
It was weird. I'm pretty sure she was also a nurse. I'll get around to the moral of this story. But so then a cop shows up, and I ride with the cop to the car, and I drive the car back, so I'm the only one sober enough to drive.
Wow, I'd forgotten that.
And I'm like, dude, I have no idea where they are. I have no idea where I'm at. How do I get from here to there? And he goes, follow me. And he's like flooring it with the lights on. And I'm in this Civic with a burned up clutch trying to keep up. That is like, it smells like weed and it's terrible. It's a big old piece of shit. So I haul ass. I get there. We drop the car at her house. I think we went back to your house. I went to sleep. You guys listened to music or whatever for a while. That girl was crazy.
I went back to her house.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I came back later. Dude, I forgot that all that happened. If you would have asked me to tell that story, I would have said I went to Stampede and this girl was all over me. So she came with me. And then I had to go pick you up. So she came with me, went to the airport, picked you up. She wanted her CD.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped her off at her house, and then I took you to my house, and then I went back to her house. That's how I would have told the story. I forgot all that even happened.
That's not how that happened.
Holy crap.
Show up at the door one day, like months later?
She showed up at like, it must have been like midnight or sometime during the night when I was sleeping. And actually it was the cops knocking on my door.
Oh,
I think. And I got up and I went out there and there were cop cars with the lights on in that apartment complex.
Oh man,
And
what
they're
did you do?
well, what happened, what they told me was that she was so wasted. And I don't know how she got to my house because her car wasn't there. Someone must
Yeah.
have dropped her off or something. She was all like scraped up and bleeding from her knees and arms and stuff because she'd
Jeez.
fallen down on the concrete going up the stairs and stuff.
Oh my god. You lived on the bottom floor.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 stairs. So I guess she was banging on my door so much and yelling that someone called the cops on her for being
God,
so
yeah.
loud. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I was sleeping, and I didn't sleep with the doors closed. So I'm on the first floor. I don't know. So I come out there. They told me that, and I think I brought her in, cleaned her up, and she slept there that night. But then the next day or the weekend, the guy across the way was like, the guy's wife was the apartment lady that kind
Yeah.
of you talked to when you went in to get an apartment.
Yeah.
And he was asking me like, "Hey, is that your girlfriend?" like,
I'm like, no.
no, it's a girl. And because I think he was gonna tell me like something, like don't let it happen again or be mad about it.
Yeah.
If it was my girlfriend, and I'm just like, no, I don't know. She's just somebody I met. I know.
Yeah. Just an acquaintance. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
So the moral of my story.
Oh yeah.
this
Did I
story-
interrupt it all here?
No, you're good. But coming back full circle, and instead of just telling stories of embarrass Corey, nurses are insane. Don't ever date a nurse or a teacher. Anybody who's in the pool, avoid that.
And I found that to be consistent. Even those 2 nurses.
Yep.
And then if I met other people, like I met a couple other people throughout the years that I was here, and every time they were a nurse, they were weird. um, yeah.
I give props to anybody who can date a nurse or a teacher. I've learned vicariously through many of my friends. That's if you can handle that, you can handle anything, I think.
I'm just saying that it's been true every time. Like I'm not saying anything against those types of people that work those jobs, but every time it's been true. So it's a proven fact for me, at least.
Yes. Yeah. Just be aware, young lads, ladies out there,
Young Padawans.
young Padawans.
Oh, what else were we talking about?
Put your seatbelt on and hold on for the ride because it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna be a lawyer or a cop or both.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that she wanted was some pots and pans for the divorce. She had bought these pots and pans from this place. It was Royal Crest. Royal Crest
Yeah.
was the name. It was one of those things where they invite you to this thing, and then they say there's going to be food, but it's like a big advertisement, and then they say, "Hey, you want
a party?"
They give you like a tiny bit of food, and they're like, "All right, you want to buy this stuff? You can have it for this." Nope. All right. And then you're walking out. There's another guy. "Hey, you want to buy this stuff? What did he tell you? I'll give you a deal."
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I don't want it.
I don't want this crap. Fuck off.
Well, she bought it.
Of course she did.
It was
She
like,
also thought that she had some secret Italian family that was trying to send her money and gave them her social security number.
God.
Yeah, Ponzi scheme or Nigerian prince kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, we're gonna have $1 million in 3 weeks. I just had to send them $5,000.
That
That
was
sounds
like
like a scam.
that was like the beginning of those types of scams that I can remember.
It was pretty early. I mean, it was definitely a new iteration of the Nigerian prince scam. I thought it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay. I think she's lost it. Anyway, you want to tell some embarrassing stories about me? No, you don't. Nope. You don't have any. You can't remember. I'm glad. Moving on. Tomorrow I'm going to Ridgeway, and we're gonna go watch ski juring. Have you ever seen ski juring?
I don't know what that is.
It's a horse with a rope, and there's a guy on skis on snow, and they go over jumps and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh, I've seen that at some point that I've been alive. I don't remember when.
It's pretty awesome. We're excited. We're going up tomorrow, and possibly sled dog races in Silverton.
That'd be cool.
So that's tomorrow, which will be. It was Saturday when people see this. Last Saturday, I went to ski juring. It was awesome.
Where'd you guys go? Didn't you go somewhere else like last weekend?
Oh, yeah. We went to Aztec Ruins National Monument. National Park. National Monument. That was awesome. We saw some really cool ancient Pueblo ruins. We went to a place called Arch Rock, which, if you've ever been to Arches National Park or seen pictures, it's like a natural sandstone formation with an arch in it. I'm drawing an arch with my hands. Except it's not in a national park. It's just natural in the sandstone out by Aztec, New Mexico. Went bombing around the oil field roads in 4-wheel drive. And we went out to Navajo Dam, and on the way out there, we saw this really cool oil road that went up into the mountains. So we turned and cut down that, and we went 4-wheeling on some sandstone, some slick rock, up a canyon. That was pretty cool. Found our way around some more oil field, ended up in what's called the Rock Garden Recreation area. We were kind of on the west, south, and west corners of it. Apparently in the northeast corner, there's a lot of area to go 4-wheeling, like technical trails. So we're going to check that out again sometime. We ended up at Navajo Dam, Bloomfield. We drove all over the place last week, and it was awesome. It was really cool. That was Saturday. Sunday, I didn't do... Oh, Sunday I went up to Silverton and talked to a guy about a Snowcat. I washed my Jeep. And I washed my truck, but I sold a Jeep.
Oh, the black one?
No, I sold the wrecked Cherokee.
Oh.
The one I was like, yeah, I'm going to end up scrapping this to the scrapyard. Somebody was like, yeah, I'll give you $400. I'll come get it right now. And I was like, come get it. So signed the title over to him, sent that. Nobody wants my Comanche yet.
Well, I put it in the thumbnail, and I put the link to the for sale-ness page.
Nice.
And I put it in big red letters.
Yeah, nobody bought it.
Jeep for sale.
Jeep for sale. Come and buy it. Nice and cheap. $2,000.
Cheap.
I'll sell for $2,000 to anybody here. $2,000. Come and get her. No. Nobody came and bought it.
Well, that's stupid.
So I took the money from selling that Jeep, and I bought a ham radio. Whoops. I got it out of the box, but I got a ham radio. Wait.
Ooh.
You see that?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I haven't put it in the truck yet. I'm still waiting on how to mount it, but I got the radio. It came Wednesday, the day the video came out. And I'm pretty excited for it.
What exactly do you get on that? Like CB type stuff? Like what do you receive?
It's voice, so it's a lot like a CB, but it's a different frequency. You have to have a ham license to be on it. It's FM, so it sounds like just me and you talking. It sounds like you're sitting next to me. Big thing with this radio that I like is it's a dual band radio, but it's also 2 radios in one. So I can set up the second channel to do what's APRS packet tracking. So like every 2 minutes, I can set it up to beacon my position out into the internet. And then you can get on Google APRS, so aprs.fi on google.com. And you can type in my call sign, Kilo Echo Z, India Uniform Golf, KE0IUG. And you'll be able to search me online when I go 4-wheeling. So if I say, hey, I'm going 4-wheeling today, and I go out and it's, today's Friday night, and I'm like, hey, I'm going night wheeling. And Saturday morning, you're like, hey, Brian never came home last night. You can go into Google APRS and search me, and it'll tell you my last known location. So like, it's not perfect. There's areas where you don't get reception, et cetera, et cetera. But it'll tell you, like, if I went into this canyon but I never came out, probably a pretty good place to start looking for me down in that canyon.
Huh.
That kind of stuff. And you set that all up, and it just does it automatically in the background, and then you have a voice radio as well.
So then I'd have to look it up before I lost, well, at home, wherever, at a internet, and find that location, and then probably print it out, because you're not going to have reception up in the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Google side of it. That's like, they're very easy to use for any layman. There are ways to get that information through the APRS system once you're out in the country, because like, it'll keep pinging every 2 minutes if you set it up to go every 2 minutes. So say you're coming up the canyon, I went in here, and you're driving up, as long as I still have power to the radio, it'll keep pinging. So you get close enough to me, which line of sight communications 35 miles. If you're that close, the antennas can see each other. But I'm not getting out to the outside. It'll ping my location directly to you. And I could send you a text from it. Like, I could send a text to your cell phone. Hey, I'm stuck. Help.
Oh, yeah?
As long as this gets out, it'll go to your phone. You can be like, huh? And it'll show up my lat, long, everything. You can be like, okay, sheriff of wherever I'm at, he's at this location and he needs help. Can you go? Or search and rescue or whoever. Or if I'm not getting signal, if I went in there, when you come looking for me and you get close enough to receive, like say you're on the top of the canyon and I'm at the bottom, it'll go to your radio up here and you'll receive it, and then you'll rebroadcast that as well, and then it might get to the repeater. So it's kind of a network. It's really cool.
So, but would I have to have cell phone signal to see that, unless I had another one of those radios?
Unless you had a receiving radio, yeah, you would need a cell phone and a way to receive it. But you can do it on a Pi, Raspberry Pi. You can do it. There's a million different things to do it. I'm trying to think, and I'm just like, there's so many, it doesn't work. But as long as you have a receiving radio, you can receive my transmissions. And I could even send you a text message via radio to your radio and say, hey, this is my location, I'm fine. And you could send one back that says, why the fuck did I drive out here, you stupid? So yeah, if you had that radio in your vehicle, it would tell you where I was exactly in that canyon down to several meters. So
well, that's cool.
Pretty useful. Yeah, and like in the backcountry around Silverton, there's incredible reception out there, and it goes like 50 miles. If you're on, it goes to the horizon essentially. So if you're on top of a mountain or on a high spot, it'll go a really long way. And there's a lot of repeaters around that it hits. A lot of the time when we're around Silverton, the signal actually goes, it yawns just like that. No, like there's some places in Silverton where you can't hit the repeater for APRS, but we can hit Wolf Creek Pass from Silverton. So it's kind of crazy. It'll bounce around. Like if you're down in the canyon and I'm up high, your signal will come up to my radio. My radio will receive it, but it will also redistribute it until it gets onto the internet where the database is. So like if you set up a network of trucks, you could go 100 miles. You go several hundred miles of that from one guy to the next guy to the next guy to the next guy to the internet.
So like if you're down in the canyon and your signal can't get out because it's hitting the wall, but I drive up over here and then all of a sudden it can get to mine, and then it can come off of mine and go somewhere else that it couldn't get out of the canyon before. That's pretty cool. That's pretty useful. No matter what's going on, especially in the mountains when you don't have any type of signal.
Oh yeah, around Silverton, you get a few miles down County Road 2, and there's no internet, there's no cell phone, there's no. These radios still get out, and I can hit the repeater with my voice or with APRS and get that information out to the world. It's pretty cool. It's got a built-in GPS. It does amazing things. I think it's a great backup plan. Probably not primary communications for the outside world, but within your little group of vehicles. And a lot of people are getting into it for overlanding. I'm not an overlander, but I'm an overlander now.
Did you see the picture of that rooftop tent I put on the thumbnail?
Yeah.
That was the best one I could find. That is that what it looks like? Kind of.
That one type, yeah, those are like the most expensive type. The one I'm gonna get, because that one just like opens and then you sleep in the middle. The one I'm gonna get is kind of like 4x4, and then it opens and it's a little tent. When it opens, it goes. So that's the one I want because those ones are cool, but they're really expensive. I don't have $2,500. I'm looking at the Smitty built one, which is it's a pretty low dollar one, but if I use it more than like 15 days a year, I would be amazed. If I use it 15 days a year, I will be like, whoa, I'm a camper.
Yeah, even we got that new tent and everything, and we still probably only use it. Like Laura might go with her mom more than I'll go because I'll have to work.
Yeah.
But like 5 times a year, like maximum ever.
Yeah,
Normally like 2 to 3 probably.
exactly. And like, I want to use it so that I can get out and see stuff more. We're still working on how we're gonna do stuff because like Steph's got a weird schedule and she's still training, so hopefully that'll all work out here. Then I can make my work schedule line up with hers a little better, so that we can do like overnight trips to Moab or Little Grand Canyon. Maybe not necessarily like week-long trips because we like showers, but if we can spend one night outside, because it's 4 or 5 hours to Little Grand Canyon, if I can drive there in the morning, play around all day, sleep, play around in the morning, and then leave and be back home, throw the dogs in the cab, put their dog beds, fold the seats down, put the dog beds down, let them sleep in the cab, we'll sleep in the tent. Life will be good. I think. We'll see. We're still working out the kinks.
Yeah, we'll have to see about going there this summer because I don't know why. Maybe I've never seen Moab or any of that, but I always thought that like the first thing that came into my mind was like desert and sand dunes where people go to ride their four-wheelers and their sand rails and stuff.
Not so much sand rails, but a lot of rock, lots of sandstone. I'm sure there's people with sand rails, but it's not like the desert. Like it's not like open desert. Like you can't just go overland wherever you want. You, you gotta. There's trails and stuff.
Well, Laura, the way she subscribed it, the way she described it to me, is there's just like there's forest and stuff to camp in. I think it's not just all like open desert, is what I was picturing.
Towards the LaSalle's, there's a lot of camping, which is back towards Colorado, LaSalle, Utah, or Colorado. I think it's LaSalle, Utah. There's a big mountain just outside of it. And then there's a lot of desert, like Arches and Canyonlands is a big open desert. But there's definitely mountains like south and east of there. One of the places we want to go is right south of town, and that was weird. Did you see my lights flash?
Mm-mm.
Oh, the lights flickered. One of the places I want to go, or trails I want to do, is called the Rim Rocker, and it goes from Montrose to Moab. Like, there's like 4 miles of pavement the whole time. It's like 200 miles, 180 miles. I don't remember. I'd have to look it all up again, but it looks awesome. We want to do White Rim, which is actually in Canyonlands National Park. You drive around. You go in where the Colorado River goes down, and then you turn where the Green River comes into the Colorado River, and you go back around Island in the Sky, which is part of Canyonlands National Park.
So these are like four-wheel and trails that are already like trails. that you can
Yeah.
just go by yourself and just
Yep.
and
Yeah,
then
they're like four-wheeling trails that are pretty cool. White Rim, you have to get a reservation like months in advance to go. You can't just like show up and be like, all right, here we go. You got to get a permit. Rim Rocker, you can just show up and do, which it's not really a technical trail. It's more a lot of dirt roads, and there's you're going to come across some technical stuff, washouts, stuff like that. But it's not like a hardcore rock buggies only kind of thing. It's like hey, you should probably have four-wheel drive and high clearance. Let's go.
I wish I could show you the trail that I went up with the Dodge to go camping up by Estes.
Yeah.
It's like you, you had to use four-wheel drive, not because it was muddy or sandy or snowy. The
Mm-hmm.
rocks were so big,
Yeah.
and you had to literally like climb onto this one and then climb onto this one. And we
Yep.
got up there, and actually we drove it up really far, like farther up the mountain than where we were camping. And I went up some stuff I probably shouldn't have. Like I made them, all right, get out of the truck. Let me see if I get up this, just in case I roll down the mountain.
Just in case I kill everything.
But it washed out when Estes and
When it flooded.
hell, it flooded all the way up to like Lyons where Oscar Blues is. That was all flooded too. But it flooded and it washed it out, and you just can't even get up there.
Oh man,
Since
that's a
then,
bummer.
that's been a while. We haven't been back out there because it's quite a drive.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours probably from where you're at.
And I'd have to take the truck because you can't even drive up close to it with a car.
No.
So I'd have to drive the truck all the way out there, which would be a chore by itself.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't been back up there to check, but
Yeah, that's what I want to do because a lot of this stuff. We were looking. Last week we were gonna go out to Monument Valley, Valley of the Gods, all that. But the more we looked into it, you kind of need to spend a few days out there. You can't just like day trip it. The thing though out there is that might become the Bears Ears National Monument, and it was very briefly under Obama, and then Trump rolled all that back when he took office. So a lot of this might close. So that's kind of my other inspiration to go do all this is I want to go see it before you can't see it, before it's turned into a national park and you got to get in a big tour bus and there's parking lots and screaming children and ice cream stands and kids on cell phones and all that crap. Like I want to go see it when it's natural and wild and kind of crazy before it turns into another theme park. I love going to national parks, but I hate it because there's children and all sorts of stuff there. And generally people trashing stuff. And even though they're not supposed to improve it, they pave everything and put pipes in everywhere and put bathrooms in everywhere and food stands and gift shops and bullshit. And I'm just like, I don't want to see that. I want to see the world the way it was made. So that's kind of my inspiration right now is to go out and see all that stuff before it all turns into a national park. But I got this thing at the National Monument because I'm a super nerd. It's my can you read that?
passport. That's all I can read.
Passport to your national parks. It's a book. So when you go to a national park, so I say I hate national parks and then I get this thing, right? So it's got all these places in it that you can go to. This is Southwest region. I don't want that. I want Utah. So let's say, like, can you read any of that? Not really.
Not really.
Okay. Anyway, it has all these places you can go, and it has a little checklist. And when you go there, you get to everyone's got a little stamp that's different. That's why it's called the passport book. You stamp your passport. So, like, Utah's got, like, Arches National Park, Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Cedar Breaks National Monument, Glen Canyon National Recreation Area, Golden Spike National Historic Park, Natural Bridges National Monument, Rainbow Bridge, Tipangos Cave, and Zion National Parks. So, like, you go to these places and you get your stamp. They're pretty cool. I'll show you the ones we got we started this at Aztec Ruins National Park. Hold on, I gotta find the page. They have a lot. So where's my flippy flip? Flippy flip. So see, we got all these. Oh, hold on, there we go. We got all these little stamps. See the stamp?
Aztec Ruins. Oh, cool. Old Spanish National Historic Trail.
Yep. And like that one, Junior Ranger. That's me, Junior Ranger. So they have all those things you can collect, and it's kind of like a scrapbook or a memory book of like the places you went, but it's just kind of cool and fun. So we're gonna try and fill some of these pages in over the next couple of years.
Well, that's cool.
So we couldn't decide. They had this one which was fancy and expensive, and they had this one which is tiny and a little guy. So we got both. Because like my thought was I could bring this with me when I fly somewhere and go play, and then the big one can live in the truck. And then this one won't get tore up as much because it's a nicer case. It's a little more good. But that's me being a nerd.
Oh, that's cool. You can see what it had a date on there, so you can look and see when you went to this place. That's cool.
It's kind of neat. It's nerdy. The book costs money. It costs a lot of money. That book was $60. The little one's $10. I recommend getting the $10 one if you're not gonna tear shit up like I do. I destroy everything. I do. I destroy everything. So yeah, that's me being nerdy. But I got a lot of things I gotta check off now.
That place that we went camping that got washed out was actually a national forest. You go down through the trail, and then you go up through, there's fence with an open gate, and then that's the national forest. So we'd go up there and shoot guns, because you can shoot them in the national forest.
Can you say guns on YouTube?
We used to shoot
pew-pews. That's what the guy in Demo Ranch says, or on Demolition Ranch. I don't know why. Yeah.
Well,
that guy's awesome.
Laura and I went up there another time after it was washed out, and outside the fence, there were like stones arranged into like a campfire here and there around there. So we just picked one and we camped out there because we couldn't get up there. Well, in the morning,
you're on somebody's property.
In the morning, this guy comes up and he's like, "What are you guys doing here?" Like, we're just camping. He's like, "This is my property. I need you to get off my property." I said, "Well, I thought this was national forest." And he's like, "No, but it's on the other side of this fence here." So I was on his property by like the other side of a fence. Yeah. So we were about ready to go. So we just packed up and got out of there.
You think he would knock down the fire rings and stuff if he didn't want people there?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about The Mandalorian since you just watched the last one?
Oh man, that was awesome. The end was awesome. I finally watched it tonight. I just watched it. I love me some Baby Yoda. I love me some R2 units. Is good. God, that was a good ending. That was such a good ending.
I guess that dark saber that he has there at the end when he cuts out. I guess there's a whole thing about that where I don't remember the details, but like it belonged to the Mandalorians, I think, before. I could be completely wrong. I listened to that guy that I told you did the review on the newest Star Wars movie and he didn't like it. I watched he did like a season review of the Mandalorian, and he did like every episode too. But they were talking about that because they're Star Wars nerds and they know all that stuff that
I don't know all that
you
stuff.
probably don't know any of it either. But I was like, wow, I didn't even know any of this stuff.
This one guy I work with, we call him High Pockets because he's always like, he's super cowboy and he's got like really tight pants and his pants are all the way up around his belly button. So we call him High Pockets. He's a super closet Star Wars nerd. He was going nuts today telling me about Star Wars. And I was like, I didn't know you were into Star Wars. That's cool. But he's a super closet Star Wars nerd. It was.
Well, we've watched the first two, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. So that's how far we've gotten. Well, we started.
Yeah, those are kind of tough to get through. The first three, if you watch them in chronological or in the order they're supposed to happen, those three are the roughest.
We started Revenge of the Sith, which is right now, before watching all of them in order, I'm going to say that Revenge of the Sith is my favorite right now.
Which is the second one?
The third one, with the big lightsaber battle at the end with Anakin and Obi-Wan and the lava planet. Right.
What's the first one called again?
The first one's Phantom Menace. That's when Anakin's a kid and they have the pod race.
And then Attack of the Clones
is where they find that there's these cloners making clones of Jango Fett.
Yeah.
What the hell even happens then? They find I forgot they fight Count Dooku at the end and he cuts off Anakin's arm.
Yeah, that's where he loses his arm.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so they do that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then they go to Revenge of the Sith, which is also weird. So are you going to watch Rogue One? I think Rogue One is the one. Are you going to watch Rogue One before you watch A New Hope? Or are you going to skip that one?
We plan on watching Rogue One and Solo.
Between the two? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good time to watch them, I feel like. Yeah.
I think that's the order that the internet said I should watch it.
I feel like it's a good time to watch both of those.
Or do you think Solo...
What?
Or do you think Solo first and then Rogue One?
Solo, then Rogue One, 100%. Because
Okay.
Solo kind of is its own thing. Then Rogue One, the very end of it, shows the plans getting uploaded to the spaceship. I forget what they call that thing, the cruiser.
Yeah.
And then A New Hope, literally, like, it pans out of Rogue One. It pans into New Hope. Like, just, perfect. Like, just back to back. Set yourself 6 hours and watch them back to back.
I noticed something since you said that at the end of Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones. That's what it is. Attack of the Clones. He says we can't let them get the plans for the ultimate weapon, and he takes the disc out and it's showing a hologram of the Death Star. So I forgot that was even in that part.
Yep.
What else happens? Yeah, so I know the first three very well. I've seen A New Hope, and I don't remember what happened. It's been so many years since I've seen 4, 5, and 6. I don't remember. 7 and 8 I have seen, but I don't remember. And I just saw a guy yesterday on stream I turned on, and someone asked him how he liked the newest one, and he said he loved it.
Yeah. Everybody I've talked to has actually seen it, loves it. And the critics are like, it's terrible. But everybody I've seen who's actually seen it is like, it's awesome. It's definitely worth it. I can't decide if I'm going to go see it at the theater or wait till it comes out and then watch it at my theater.
I'll get it on Redbox because, I missed Ford versus Ferrari because we were going to see that in Thanksgiving and then we never did.
You have to let me know when that is because I'll get that and watch it. Or you can come here and watch it on my theater.
I'd like to. I heard it's super amazing, the movie.
I heard it's awesome. And you love Carol Shelby.
My boss actually has pictures of those, of like the driver. I don't remember his name. That drove the GT40, and Carol Shelby and Henry Ford, maybe. They're like all together. I think
Henry Ford was dead. Maybe Henry Ford II. I think he was super involved in that. Henry Ford II or third.
Who the hell else was it?
Anyway, the third one was in the 80s. I think Henry Ford II was big into that.
He has a picture of all those guys standing next to the car.
Oh man,
I don't remember. It was something to do with all those GT40s that they built recently. It was like a Ford guy that worked there took those pictures, and he still had them, and he sent them to him. So my boss has a bunch of those original pictures like that.
Oh man, how cool would that be? Especially for a big old Ford homo like you.
We've gotten to Ford from Star Wars.
Movies we wanted to see.
Oh yeah, so I'll have to wait for that to come out in Redbox. So I'll wait for Star Wars to come out in Redbox. We're not going to make it to the theater.
No, not gonna watch all the rest of those too. It's
Well,
never gonna happen.
we just rewatched all the Mandalorians. Actually, I think I saw the first two, and then we came down and then we recorded the last episode of this.
Yep.
And then I went back up and they were watching like the last one or the last two.
It was good. It ended really good. I'm excited for next season.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, that's what got me too, because I'm not necessarily like a Star Wars fan, but like it didn't matter. It's still a good show.
Yeah, it's still a good show. It's kind of cool. Like in the final episode, those two stormtroopers are sitting around and they're like trying to shoot little garbage on the ground and they can't hit it. They keep missing. Like little things like that are kind of cool if you're a big Star Wars fan. But if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with those two?
Well, I knew enough to know that they couldn't hit it because they're stormtroopers and they can't hit anything. But
Yeah.
that's perfect. Like it went on for a while, for longer than you think it should, but it was perfect. Like they know exactly where to put the humor in and for how long.
Yeah.
And they just nailed it.
And it's not like outward like humor. It's like they're kind of doing it. And if you didn't know the inside joke that like stormtroopers couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, you'd just be sitting there like, what is wrong with these idiots? But if you get it, if you're into Star Wars just a little bit, just this much, you're like sitting there losing your shit because they can't hit it.
Oh, that was amazing. And all of the humor in that is like pretty subtle, like, but it's still good. You might miss it if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, when he's like, have the little one do the hand thing.
Yeah.
And little baby Yoda's like, hi.
Yeah. All the little stuff like that. You gotta, like, if you're on your phone or something, not paying attention, you'll miss it all.
You'll miss it all.
So we're working on watching all the Star Warses. We only have
6 to go. 7.
8?
9. You have 9 to go. You've watched 2 of 11.
Okay. We got 9 to go. And we can watch them all now because we got Disney Plus, so I just watch them all on there.
Yeah, I love Disney Plus. It's awesome. I need to watch it. I need to get an Apple TV so I can get Atmos streaming, so I can listen to it in full Atmos surround.
Oh yeah, nice.
I have sound here, and here, and here, and here,
and here. I thought that's what you were gonna do.
and here. Oh, it's awesome. You guys have to come out. Even if we don't go Little Grand Canyon, we can go out here and play around. There's all like camping and hanging out and cool stuff to do. And then we can come back here and take a shower and not smell bad. That's primo, not smelling bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how much vacation I'm going to have since my buddy just told me about this wedding thing like today. I don't know if we're just going to fly out for the wedding or if we're going to try and make like a mini vacation of it. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Go visit my car in Dixon.
No, I'm going to Tampa.
Oh, that's right. He's from Illinois. I
yeah,
remember
he's
you
from
saying.
Illinois, guy. But they wanted. I thought they wanted to do a Disney wedding, but they're doing a beach wedding, which is cool because Disney weddings are like, don't ever get married at Disney. All I've heard is like, holy cow, you better have a lot of zeros in your bank account. Oh yeah. And I just have one big zero.
Man, we looked into that when I was looking at that job in Florida at the restoration shop.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we can move to Florida. We'll get a season pass to Disney, and you can take the kids to Disneyland World whenever you want. And we looked them up, and it was, oh geez, I don't remember. It was a lot of freaking money. Even the cheap one where you just have access to like this little tiny spot was
it's a couple $100 a day to go per person.
Well, I was gonna get a pass for like the whole year.
I bet that's like $1,500.
I don't remember what it was, but it was too much. And even to get the one where you have access to everything was like, wow. I don't even.
I do want to go to like the Star Wars land and Cars land, and I think they have a Toy Story land. I think they have Simpsons land at Universal Studios.
Oh, we didn't see Toy Story either.
I don't do all those, but that takes money. I don't have money this year. I bought a truck. Ugh.
Yeah, everything kind of went to shit now. I've spent my savings.
Yeah.
Uh,
I spent my savings and I've sold a lot of stuff, and I probably should have put that back, but I wanted to have fun. Because I'm still going to have to spend money either way. I might as well have fun instead of being broke and not having fun. I'll be broke and have fun.
Hey, I was listening to Ron White on a podcast today, and he said, the way I look at it, we're already dead.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun while you're here? I don't remember what all he said, but that's basically have fun while you're here, but don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Have as much fun as you can, but yeah. Yeah, that's kind of my new mantra, because I was always like super stressed about money and never having any and never doing the things I want to do because I'm trying to save money. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the things I want to do, and I'll pay for them and whatever. If I have the money, I'll do it. And if I don't have the money, I won't do it. But I'm not going to not do things in order to save money, because you do that and then you're unhappy, and having extra money in the bank never makes me happy, really. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, like, yeah, you got to have some money saved up, but like the harder I try to save money, the less money I save. So I'm just doing the things I want to do and having fun, and like not being completely stupid. I didn't go buy a Cadillac. I went and bought a little Chevy truck, the smallest Chevy truck I could get in the way I wanted it, mostly. I didn't order it. I just went and found one that had the equipment I wanted on it. And yeah, I would have wanted a different color or different this or different that, but the deal I got was on the color I got. So cool, whatever, it works. Has all the important boxes checked, and I'm going to outfit it to go play in, and I'm going to go play. And I'm still going to be broke, but I'm going to have a cool truck to go play, instead of being broke and not doing anything, just sitting here and dying.
Every vehicle you've had since I've known you that you've driven has been white.
That's not true. I have a gray Jeep. But yeah, the first Jeep was white.
I haven't seen it, though. Did you have one before? Before the white Grand Cherokee?
The white one is what I had when I moved here, and I had a white pickup.
Yeah.
And the white Jeep I sold to Chad.
Yeah.
Hi, Chad.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Chad says he'll come on here and hang out with us sometime.
Awesome. We got to get Chad on here.
I thought about setting it up for today, and then I just never did it.
All right. Sorry, Chad. We'll get you in here. I sold that one to Chad, and then I bought the green one. It's a green gray. I don't know. It's a cool color. And I was driving that one for a while. So I've had one green truck, green gray. And the Comanche's black, but I never really drove that.
I don't remember.
The Mazda silver.
When did you move?
5 years ago, July 4th weekend. So 4.5 years ago right now.
So I never saw that one. I saw the white Grand Cherokee, and then you sold it to Chad because he brought it into Frontier.
The green Grand is the one that blew the motor up, and I borrowed your truck. Remember? That's the one the motor blew up in, not the white one. The white one was just a big old pile of poop, and I sold it to Chad.
Yes. What I do remember is he brought it into the shop and he put it up on the lift, and the body didn't go up. Like the body and the tires all moved up exactly the same. The shocks were maxed out.
I believe it.
He's just like, what the hell? The shocks are fine. What the heck? He wasn't mad. He just was going Chad.
Yeah. He was being Chad. I sold him that thing. I think it was like $800, and it didn't run. It had problems. It had rust, and he was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll buy it. Here you go. Here's the cash." And I was like, "All right, here's the title. It's your problem now."
He had a whole bunch of Jeeps.
Yeah, and then he bought like 6 of those fucking things. And they put a stroker. I think they put a stroker in it, or in his dad's,
In
or
his
something.
dad's. Yeah, I think so. That sounds familiar.
And that white one, he did a bunch of stuff. It had super bad death wobble, and I never could get it fixed. And he was trying to get it fixed, and he did a bunch of shit, and it never worked. And I was like, I tried myself. I tried to warn you.
Yeah, I don't remember any. I don't remember another one after that. I can't picture it in my brain place.
I'll send you a picture of it. But yeah, that's the one the motor blew up in. So yeah, that's cool.
I got a car with a motor blown up.
Yeah, it sucks. It was like $3,500 to put a motor in the thing. And I drove it for like 30,000 more miles, and now it's sitting in my garage in pieces.
Yeah, I gotta get a garage so I can have somewhere to put my vehicle in pieces. My truck. I want to work on my truck. It's rusting underneath the cab. Well, like there's holes in the fender, the passenger fender now.
Oh.
And the rocker, like half the rocker's gone. And
yeah,
then
but you just refinanced your house, so you're not moving anytime soon.
well, we could still move. Like we
Could.
still owe the same. I don't know. We could still move.
Okay.
Um,
You got loose bolts in my chair.
I want to start working on it because the rocker's almost gone. The fender has holes in it. The other side, the fender is bubbling up, and we got underneath it to see if we could figure out what transfer case was in it. And
MP208.
A what?
208.
208.
Or
That's
5.
the Dodge kid at work said that it's the most badass one.
208.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I remember that.
And the under the cab so if the rockers are here. I was trying to move this earlier and I couldn't figure out what hand was which hand because it's freaking backwards. If these are the rockers, there's pieces that go in where the cab mounts are.
Like the torque boxes, kind of?
No, it's just kind of like not really a cross member, but they just go like from the rockers into the frame, and then that's where the torque boxes are, or torque boxes, cab mounts are. Anyway, those are almost gone. Also, so it's gonna need rockers. Those, the floor looked okay, but I'm sure underneath the little frame rail things is probably rusting. But when I do that thing, though, I want to gut the interior and I want to cover everything with sound and heat shield. Because you can't even listen to a radio. I got these things in when I'm driving, and they're basically earplugs with speakers in them.
Yeah, and you still can't hear them.
I can still hear the truck.
I remember riding in that thing on 270 yelling at each other. Hey!
Yeah, the radio's useless, so
I'm pretty sure it's the cause of at least half of my hearing problems.
I drove it home today without these in just because I get kind of weird. Like if I can't hear what's happening, it I don't know, it kind of messes with me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like to be able to hear everything. I'm the same way.
Well, what time is it? It's time. I think
9
my
o'clock.
family's probably sleeping, so I'm going to hang out down here.
Okay.
Get some videos made.
Make videos.
Well, we talked about The Mandalorian for a couple minutes, but I don't feel like I recall enough specific things to talk about.
No, I watched it. So, like, I watched like 3 in a row, and then I wouldn't watch it for a month, and then I'd watch like 3 in a row, and then I didn't watch it for a month, and then I watched the finale. So I'm kind of It was awesome though. I enjoyed it. It's a good film. Go watch it.
The moral of the story is go watch it. Hey, wait,
Yes.
what was the moral of the story you were telling about the me and the Mormons? Didn't you say he's like there's a moral to this story or something? I don't know that we ever got there.
I don't think there's a moral to that story. That oh, uh, how that was a really bad day for me
Oh
too.
yeah, it's a really bad day. Be nice to your Mormons, even if they're bugging you.
Yeah, even if they're annoying. I felt really bad that day because I had to tell you bad news, but I would want my friends to tell me, I guess. Like,
If
I don't know.
not, if not, I'd she would have taken the money, stolen everything, and went to Canada and never would have saw her again.
Yeah, I felt like that was really bad. And I don't want to bring up old bad vibes for you. Hopefully you've moved on from that, but that was really a tough thing. And I think I was 20 at the time, and I was like, what do I do? And I had to think about it, and I'm really sorry that happened to you. I really am.
Well, stuff happens. I don't feel like I need to be married, and like I don't know, like I Laura and I haven't gotten married because we're both kind of like,
Meh.
yeah, why? Like we're fine.
Yeah,
What's it going to change?
yeah. I mean, Steph and I got married and we had a little wedding, but I don't know. I definitely understand both sides of it. Like, I had no problem. I got no issue. Like, I liked it. I think it's cool. Like, but it didn't change our day to day life
Yeah,
either. Like, we lived together for 5 years, and then we got married, and we've been living together almost another 5 years, and
yeah,
it's all the same.
we've been here like 8 or 9 years or something.
Yeah,
But
I
also
got
there's the
jewelry. You get jewelry.
I don't have any. Oh, I have my NASCAR win rings.
Come in with
I'll
those.
have to put those on because I was getting them different sizes so I could wear them all. I'll have to
You gotta
bring
bring
those
your
down.
championship ring in too. Be like,
I got. I didn't get all of them because we were won certain tracks 2 times in the 2 years. I didn't get
yeah.
the repeat ones, but I have. I think I have 13 rings.
How much worth those?
Well, we won 12 races since when I worked there. Plus, one of those races was the championship.
Yeah. One of those was a
I
Juparo.
didn't get a repeat Kansas or Kentucky.
That's okay.
I think so. That's 10 plus a championship, so 10, 11. I might have 11. They were like $400 each.
Oh my god. You have them all?
How much is that?
You need to wear those next time. It's like 400 or $4,000.
Yeah, I'll
If
bring
you
them.
ever get hard up on money, don't pawn those. You call me.
Sell them to you for $4,000. No. What was I getting at here?
You're gonna wear all your rings next time.
Well, it was even before that. Oh, you were jewelry. Oh no, getting married. Well, I've done it once, so I've done the stuff. I've done the
Yeah.
thing, and then she has the thing with Gwen and taxes and stuff.
Okay.
So if we were to get married, I don't know that she could claim her the same way that she does. It just complicates stuff, and
I get it. I get it. You don't have to explain all that shit. I get it. People got their things, and if it works for you, it works for you. And if you're happy and you're both content, fucking do it. I don't give a shit what you do.
I think if we ever do it, we're just gonna go sign the paper, and then we're just gonna have a party.
We should go into the mountains somewhere cool, and I'll get one of those online pastor degree things that says I can do that, and like the Church of Unitarian or whatever, and we'll go up somewhere cool and do it and get wasted and party.
No, y'all motherfuckers.
This motherfucker. Are you sure you want to do this, girl? Because this motherfucker, he's crazy.
Girl, check out this motherfucker. Yeah. It had
Girl,
to.
what's wrong with you? What's the matter with you?
It'll have to be a place that only you can't get unless you got 4-wheel drive.
Freedom wheel drive. It's freedom wheel drive, sir.
Freedom
Not
wheel right there. Tell you what.
freedom wheel drive. We'll put a keg in the back. I can haul 1,100 pounds of keg. You bring the cups.
Man, out there back in Illinois, and them farmers, man, them boys that get, full keg put there in their truck to go down there in the woods, and we'll be drinking that keg, man. That's what we did. Like, how the hell did these high schoolers get freaking kegs?
It's a different time.
I was like 15, 16, and I'd go with my friend who was two years ahead of me in school. So he was 16,
18.
17, 18. And he knew all the older kids in high school, and they would get kegs and just take them out onto their land, and a bunch of kids from the high school would come out and drink out there.
The same way I got beer in Wyoming when I was 17. I called you.
Man, but to get a keg for some 16, 17-year-olds.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, we call Franco then.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Franco, I need a bottle of Blue Sky. Okay, that's $50. It's a $20 bottle. Yep, and it's $50.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, whatever. Here you go. You're lucky I'm working.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think we're going to have to call it a night.
Okay.
And my family's probably sleeping. I can go check on them now.
Go wake them up.
So, yeah, we got into some Wyoming stories that I planned on doing eventually, but they just kind of happened. There's more of those.
We got to tell good Wyoming stories because those were the sad ones. We got the sad ones out of the way. Now we got to tell deal.
like you. Oh, I remembered the whole thing now that it's been another week, and I told Laura or something. Mark would tell Danny at Walmart, he'd be like, Vasquez Repair, you bring us your car, we fix it up real nice, we grind your valves while you wait, and then we take you out back and fucking stab you. we stab you so bad. You wish we hadn't stabbed you so bad. That's the whole thing that he would say. You bring your car in to get work done, then they stab you.
Mark was pretty funny. I wonder what ever happened to him. Milk.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming to hang out with us today. We really do appreciate you guys. We're up to 12 subscribers now.
What?
And then eventually I'll get around to making that video on my other channel that says we got this going on. And then maybe some more people will come over.
Yeah. We got 12 subscribers. Look at us go.
Yeah. And we got some comments, couple comments. So, yeah.
Keep commenting. Hit the like button. Hit the bell. Subscribe.
All that
Leave
stuff.
us a comment underneath.
And I check all those, and I'll reply to them too. So,
Yeah.
but the moral of the story is actually, good luck with that.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Let me know how that goes for you.
All right.
And then we're off.
Well, I'll see you next week, same time, same place.
All right. See you, buddy.
Bye bye.
Wednesday at 8 a.m.